Hey there, it's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. This is today I was sitting down to do the videos for the weeks of the 8th through the 21st of June, and I was trying to get into everybody's energy to channel messages for you. And what I got was a message for the collective. And so instead of saying it 12 times, I'm going to do a video now. I'm going to post it today. This has to do with the eclipses. We have 3 eclipses in a row coming up. They are they're a big deal. Eclipses are always big deals, but this year we have 6 eclipses when generally we get 4, occasionally we get 5, and we have 6. And the nodes are shifting, and so what the energy of the nodes is about is where are we moving toward and what are we moving away from. So when you have an eclipse in a new moon eclipse, that's where you're headed, because that's in the north node, and the north node is, it's like on a compass. You want to know where north is, you want to know where to head, right? And so the south node is where you're coming from. And this eclipse on June 5th is in Sagittarius, and so the nodes are wobbling between they move backwards through the zodiac, and so they're wobbling between leaving Cancer and Capricorn, north node in Cancer, south node in Capricorn, where they've been for the last 18 months or so, and they're moving into the Gemini Sagittarius axis, and so there's this little transition point we have going on over the next 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks, depending when you watch this. And so we've been working on the North Node in Cancer. We've been working on self-love and self-care. And now we're shifting into what are we curious about? How are we going to take what we're interested in and put it out into the world? And so in the South Node, we have on the June 5th, on June 5th, depending on where you are in the world, we have that eclipse. It is at 15 degrees, which is a significant point in any of the signs. 15 degrees, 0 degrees, 15 degrees. These are big numbers. The 29 degrees, which is almost like 0 degrees again. These are important spots in the transition, in the energy. And so it's at 15 degrees of Sagittarius. And I'm trying to see what time it is, but oh, there it is. It is at, depending on where you are in the world, it is at 12:12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So it has this energy of a gateway. The galactic center is right around 25 degrees of Sagittarius, and so you're like right at that galactic center area. So it is, what are we letting go of? What are we releasing? What are we changing in our lives that has to do with our long held beliefs? They could be belief systems passed down from family, from religious organizations, from communities that we live in, places that we work, but there's a long held belief system. And it's, I actually cover this more in the videos that are coming out tomorrow on Monday, the 1st. Those are about the mid-season of Gemini, and I talk more for each specific sign about this energy. And also, you might want to check out the week ahead that I posted last week. I will link that here, the playlist. But it is so that for a little more specific information for you, I really recommend rising and moon signs when we're talking about things like the nodes. Your sun sign, it's going to be how you feel about, like your worldview maybe, but how you interact with the world, how it actually impacts your chart, and where are the areas where you're going to really feel these things. That would be in your rising sign. And your moon sign is going to be how you're going to feel about all this going on. And so, and because it is the north nodes of the moon, and so it really does matter. So I really encourage you to check those out. But Sagittarius, releasing these long-held beliefs so we can get ready to move forward. So that's June 5th. On June 21st, on the solstice, there is another eclipse, and this one is the last one in Cancer for this cycle. Won't see this again for another 18, 19 years, right? And so, okay, so we're wrapping up an 18-month cycle of figuring out how to nurture ourselves, how to care for ourselves, how to heal, because the South Node was in Capricorn, how to step away from the authority that other people place on us, the expectations that other people place on us, their demands, the hierarchy of other people, this is the rules and the way it is, energy into weight. I'm important too. And I'm going to learn how to, and hopefully you've been working on this, but never ever worry about. It's easier when you're in flow with the cycles. Always easier. It's easier to swim with the current than to float. You get there faster, but you're still going to get there if you're floating. So don't worry about that. If you haven't started this work yet, I really encourage you to do this. When you learn how to patch up the holes in your emotional bucket and fill it up for yourself, so that then as you keep pouring in the self-love, it starts overflowing, right? And so then it starts spilling out into your immediate surroundings. That would be your immediate family, the people you care about, your community. It starts spreading out, right? So just imagine, okay, so you're just showing me. Oh, thanks so much. There was this time when I was a kid, and I won't go into all the details of it, but the sink upstairs was plugged up, and the water was filling it up, and we got called to lunch, and the water, we're eating lunch, and the water's coming down the stairs. So it's that energy of plugging up the holes in your sink, your bucket of self-love, and still pouring in all the love until it spreads out everywhere. My mother was not amused, just to say. Okay, so there's that. There's that energy of really wanting to do that. And so this eclipse at 0 degrees of Cancer. And remember, it moves backwards, which means it's basically 29 degrees and 59 minutes at Gemini. So it is like that moving into the what am I curious about? So now we filled up our bucket and it's overflowing and we're healing. And now it's like, okay, so I'm leaving those demands behind. What do I want to know about? So what am I moving away from? The long held beliefs that I am not worthy, that I am not good enough, that I can't do, that I'm not. That's the energy of that, moving away from those long held beliefs to I am, whatever. You fill in the blank. I am capable. I am lovable. I am worthy of the abundance and the prosperity of the universe. And I have enough that not only is there enough for me, but there is enough for everybody. And so moving through that energy. And then on July 5th, we have another eclipse. This one is in Capricorn. It's the last one in Capricorn again for like 19 years. And so this is that final punctuation of, okay, I am my own authority. You're not the boss of me. That's what I just heard. You're not the boss of me, right? It is that energy of, I am my own authority. I co-create with spirit what it is I want to have, what I want to manifest into this world. I am letting go of other people's expectations, other people's demands that seem unreasonable. I am my own sovereign divine entity that can co-create with spirit and manifest the life I choose to manifest. And then when we get to the next solstice, so this is the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. When we get to the next solstice on December 21st, there is an eclipse that happens right around there in Gemini. On the solstice, exactly though, we have Capricorn in conjunction with Jupiter, pushing us into the age of Aquarius. That's the doorway. That's the gateway. I just want to see if I have it, and I can easily find where the winter solstice. There's the winter solstice, but where do I have the equinox? Okay, on the 14th of December is where we have. So we have an eclipse on the 14th of December in Gemini, which says, okay, but what do I want to know? What am I curious about? What am I excited to know? So we have all this energy going on. It's exciting stuff. So I encourage you to use these next 7 weeks, this week, to prepare for understanding. At first, the Sagittarius one is about identifying what is this belief system that is holding you back? What is limiting you? And then the next eclipse is about saying, yes, I am worthy. Yes, to yourself. Yes, I love myself enough to take care of what I need and feel safe and protected. And then the next one is about, it's the last, okay, your bags are packed. You're in the car and you're waving to your folks as you drive off to your new adventure, your next chapter in life. That's what that's about. And so oh gosh, using that analogy, how cool is that? Okay, so basically this week you're sorting through what is of value that you're going to pack in your little car to go forward. What are you going to take with you? Leaving the rest behind. And so this is an exciting time, and I really hope that you will use this opportunity to figure this stuff out. We have been shut down as a collective, right? And many people have really had a lot of time on their hands, others not so much, right? But that's also helping them to determine the value of their time and what's important to them. It's just coming from a different angle, and it's a tougher angle. I think those of us that are locked in, shut down, even though antsy to get out, we've had a real opportunity to do some soul searching. So hopefully you've had a chance to do that. If not, you still have time. You always have time. Time is so malleable. But I encourage you. I really encourage you this week. It's a huge invitation from Spirit to sit down and journal a little bit about, or think about, relax in a saltwater bath and think, whatever, get out and walk from nature and figure out what belief no longer serves you. It doesn't fit. It's like the shoe that's too tight because you've outgrown it. And it's time to go get a new pair of shoes. It's time to move on. When we get to the end of July, so the one thing I was shown was this. Okay, so what I was shown was a train at the station. And Sagittarius is, eclipse in Sagittarius is like everybody's getting on the train. And the eclipse in Cancer is about the train starting to take off. And that's on the 21st. And then we have on the 25th, Venus goes direct. And so when Venus goes direct, so Venus was chugging along. That's your relationships and relationship with people and relationship with money, right? And Venus was like, wait, stop. We need to look at this. And so she's been for the last 6 weeks moving in retrograde. And then she's only 4 weeks now, or 3 weeks. But on the 25th, she goes direct. So it's a 6-week cycle. And so right now we're backing up and we're looking at, okay, well, what is our relationship with money? What is our relationship with people? How do we feel about it? How do we feel about it? And what do we think about it? Because it's in Gemini. So it's also, what am I curious about? What do I need to investigate more? How does this, what is it that I love or I don't love about these things? And so there's that energy going on along with this other stuff. And then right now we currently have Mars in Pisces. Mars in Pisces. Oh my gosh. So Mars was clicking along, going through the signs. Takes about 40 days. Whip. And then it gets into Pisces. And it's sluggish. And it's hard. And you're like, wait. And so everybody thought, oh, we're going to get open. And then Mars hit Pisces. And everything is like, not moving nearly as fast as anyone would like. And you might feel really tired and exhausted, and you're like, but I've been sitting around, I haven't been doing anything. Why am I so tired? It's the energy. And so breathe through it and use it. Use it to think about how you feel and what you think about. What are you curious about in your own life in regards to relationships and money? And what long-held beliefs you want to let go of. This is a real opportunity. Things are slow because after that new moon eclipse, then we have Venus going direct on the 25th, and then on the 29th, Mars moves into its home sign of Aries, and then it is like boom. So the train's taken off from the station. We get to Venus. It's starting to pick up speed. When we get to the 29th, it's like, okay, now we're moving, but we're not going to be moving really, really super fast yet because there's a bend ahead. And that bend is that on July 5th, that final eclipse of this series in Capricorn. And when we come off of that, we are going to start. When you're driving, feels like a public service announcement out there. When you're driving, you do not brake before you go into a curve. You push the accelerator. Your vehicle sticks to the road. It's physics. Much better if you are increasing the speed through it. And just out there for all the people that are in front of me hitting the brakes, like, what are you doing? Okay, so, but that's just me. All right, so as you're increasing speed, because now we've got Aries in its Mars in its home sign, and we start picking up speed, and we're going through this curve, which is, then we come out on the other side, and there is another new moon in Cancer on the 20th, I think, at like 29 degrees, shooting us off. That's when things really will be cranking, but we'll be picking up speed all through July. In every aspect of your life, you're going to notice it. Not just businesses opening up, but how you thinking, how you feeling. Oh gosh, that sounds like the train. How you thinking, how you feeling, how you thinking, how you feeling. Because Cancer, the sun will be in Cancer. And so what you feel is also going to be important. So there's this energy of really pulling it all in together. So this was the message I got this morning for everybody. Like I said, I will link below the playlist for the week ahead. It is timestamped, so you could skip right to the 1st through the 7th. For June 1st through the 7th, it includes the eclipse. And then I recorded, and those will be out tomorrow, the mid-month, and those pick up from how the energy of how to use that eclipse that happened on the 5th to go forward. And so today, what I'm recording will be the 8th through the 21st, which will have another eclipse. And so this is probably why Spirit needed me to get this out in a very collective way. So those will be a little different because the channeling I got was for this today. So I have another thing I'm going to do to start those readings that should be interesting. So I look forward to your comments. I look forward to seeing what you do with all this energy. How do you make this energy work for you? Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. And right now, there's a lot of life happening for you. So I encourage you to spend a little time and figure out what is the best way for you to use this. And then let me know where you're going with it, because I really want to know. All right, you guys take care, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, we'll chat soon.